Hello, friends. Once again, I am here to teach you. First of all, I would like to thank you for your good wishes for me. I express my gratitude towards you for your patient hearing to my audio video. Today, I am going to read the poem Cherry Tree by Ruskin Bond. So, let us find the joy of reading. Page number 66, Cherry Tree. 8 years have passed since I placed my cherry seed in the grass. Must have a tree of my own, I said, and watered it once and went to bed and forgot. But cherries have a way of growing, though no one's caring very much or knowing. And suddenly, that summer near the end of May, I found a tree had come to stay. It was very small, 5 months child, lost in the tall grass running wild. Goats ate the leaves, the grass cutter scythe, split it apart, and a monsoon blight shriveled the slender stem. Even so, next spring I watched 3 new shoots grow. The young tree struggle upward thrust, its arms in a fresh fierce lust for light and air and sun. Let's learn the summary of first stanza. In the first stanza, the poet placed the seed of cherry 8 years ago, thinking he must have a tree of his own. After placing the seed under the soil, he watered that place, then he slept and forgotten about it. He was busy in his work. In spite of his carelessness, cherry began to grow of its own, without being cared, without being known, and without the notice of anyone. Suddenly, at the end of May, during summer, the poet found the sapling of cherry was very small, as a 5 months old child. It was not seen before just because it was lost in the middle of wild tall grass. Its leaves were eaten by the goats, and the grass cutter hacked it with the sharp cutting blade. In the monsoon, a disease withered the little cherry sapling. But in the next spring, the poet observes the plant's further growth. The young sapling was struggling for life. It has strong desire to get light, air, and sunlight. Here in this stanza, we learn struggle of cherry tree against adverse condition. Let's write new words in your notebook. Number 1, scythe means gardening tool. Number 2, blight means causing damage. Number 3, shriveled means dried. Number 4, thrust means push with force. Number 5, fierce means aggressive. Number 6, running wild means growing uncontrolled. Slender means slim. Lust means strong desire. Let me read the second stanza for you. Page number 67. I could only wait as one who watched wandering while time and the rain made a miracle from green growing pan. I went away next year, spent a season in Kashmir, came back thinner, rather poor, but richer by a cherry tree at my door. 6 feet high, my own dark cherry, and I could scarcely believe it a berry. Ripened and jeweled in the sun, hung from a branch just one, and next year there were blossoms small, pink, fragile, quick to fall, at the merest breath, the sleepiest breeze. Now I explain the second stanza. In the second stanza, The poet knew that the plant was alive, so he was impatient to see it grow further. But he could only wait as the young sapling took its time. Through the seasons, he felt it was miraculous that the plant was alive and thriving. Next year, the poet went to Kashmir. He returned having a weak health, but the poet became very strong, happy seeing the beautiful cherry in front of his house. The sapling had turned into a tree of 6 feet. It was unbelievable to see ripening fruits which was shining in the sun. Next year, plenty of flowers bloomed on the tree. They were a delicate pink, so pretty that if poet went to close it, his breath or even a gentle puff of breeze would blow them off the tree. Let me read the last stanza. I lay on the grass at ease, looking up through leaves at the blue blind sky, at the finches as they flew and flitted through the dappled green, while bees in an ecstasy drank of nectar from each bloom, and the sun sank swiftly. And the stars turned in the sky, and moon moths and singing crickets, and I praise night and stars and tree that small the cherry grown by me. In the last stanza, the poet began to rest on the grass in the garden. He began to see the beauty of the blue sky between the branches and leaves overhead. The poet was watching the birds darting and flying between the leaves of varied green. The bees were extremely happy while drinking the honey nectar. As the sunset and stars appeared, there was the noise of crickets. Moon moths flew, and poet praised the beautiful night stars and his very own cherry tree planted so many years ago. Let's write new words in your notebook. Blossoms means flowers that bloom on the tree. Dappled means having dark or light patches. Ecstasy means feeling of great happiness. Scarcely means hardly. Merest means slightest. Sleepiest breeze means the gentle puff of wind. And the nectar means sweet liquid produced by flowers. Thank you, friends.